This year between the two as we have a look at our starting goaltenders and Evgeny Nabokov. The guy who carried the mail for them last year, Denny, is again got the pouch around the shoulder and will carry them again.
Well, in Long Island, everybody knows they have to get better, and so does he. You saw the record of 4-3-3, 5-5 against the Ottawa Senators. And for the Senators, well, this is a new face in goal, there's no question. Robin Leonard, 2-1-1 on the season, his third start.
Goes off the stick of Andy McDonald up into the meshes. We have a look at our keys to the game. Brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of the NHL.
Well, those of you watching the game are probably way ahead of me because one of the keys for the Ottawa Senators is simplicity. Dump the puck in, hit, work hard, get a shot on goal. They've done that already the first several shifts. For the Islanders, the 3 P's of success. What does that mean? Well, they're second best in the NHL on the power play. So power play production. This guy really competes. He really competes hard. He is now more goal. That is something every goaltender will tell you. If I can get a shot from the angle and I can get my hands on it, that's the way I get into the game.
We have a close look at his glove being called and a face-off back in the Senators' end. As the early pressure that Ottawa got, the momentum has now shifted in 2 very strong zone time sessions for the Islanders in the Ottawa zone.
The Islanders have a lot of speed, but if they're in your zone, they're not. Look at the play by Spezza coming back. Just a little tap of the stick on the elbow of Bailey, and that made Bailey fumble the puck and not get the shot that he was going to have. Lesson learned. You got to come off.
Face-off just outside the Ottawa line. Hold on. Scoreless in period 1 on Canadian Tire Senators hockey.
Sure know how powerful the Western teams are, the ones we've seen. We're talking LA, we're talking San Jose, we're talking Anaheim, big win in Phoenix, but they needed to have 3 goals by Captain Spezza. So the first 12 games of the season, there you see, 1-6-1 against the West, not very good.
It was tipped down back inside the Islanders face-off. The Islanders want this to be a delay of game penalty as the puck went over the glass and into the penalty box.
See Andrew McDonald right there, 47, fighting against MacArthur, does a good job. MacArthur thought he might have had the open net.
The face-off comes behind the Senators line.
I find it interesting that the league looks at the delay of game call in such an instance with a puck over the glass. They say you shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, that's just skill, you know, keep the puck inside. But just having the respect of the 2 superb talents, you gotta figure Tavares is going to be somewhere around the net. And a nice back pass by Vanek. And now it's all tied up. How quickly things change. Wow.
I think you're right. I think that did go off. I think Matt Martin took a swing at it. A rolling puck, just why not? And got the reward, and very quickly. Despite the fact that Carlson has not had the kind of start that he wants, it just tells you where this guy is. He's got 2 points tonight. Came into the night tied for the league lead amongst defensemen in points, and he has admittedly had not even close to the kind of start he had hoped for. And once again, you do wonder what the upside potential is for this guy points-wise if he gets it going and his team gets it going.
Well, it's immeasurable, and here's another statistic that'll probably not surprise you, but other than Mike Green of the Washington Capitals, there is no player in the NHL that's... Oh, how close it could be. You gotta like it when a guy like Bobby Ryan takes a pass in the neutral zone that seriously. That means something. That line is played, and this game is tied up.
Nielsen picks up his 8th of the year. Sneaking down the backside. Nothing but space. Plays whistle down on the offside. Face off back outside the Senators zone. So once again, go downstairs. Here's Sean.
Thank you, Dean. Next Canadian Tire Senators hockey. Dallas visits take on the Ottawa Senators, and coverage begins Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can catch it on Sportsnet East. Regional restrictions are in effect.
Now the Ottawa Senators have got their hands full right now with 9 minutes remaining this is a part of the schedule that a lot of people were looking at and saying, well, look, you got the Islanders coming in. They're not going very well. You got Dallas coming in on Sunday. They're not going.
Chops the stick out of Turris's hands, and discussions begin.
Well, if I were Turris, I'd say, oh, Karks, take the stick if you really want it. You're not going to tangle.
No. And Chris Neal is in behind the net, disagreeing with whomever he can find.
Well, McDonald and Hamonic in there. Hamonic has been pretty feisty throughout the night, and I think this sort of results, if you think back to the very first period, Hamonic taking Ryan and just slamming him down, no penalty call, and the feistiness has continued and leads up to this in a 4-4 game. All right, let's take it to some of the young guys playing outstanding. That was a great back check by Derek Grant. Now it's a 3-on-1. Watches number 46. This is Donovan, the rookie. Nice play at a 3-on-1 to break it up. And Zach Smith still gets a backhand away, but the play much less dangerous than the way it started out. It was a 3-on-1 break by the Ottawa Senators.
Face off to the right of Nabokov. As things settle down for a moment, they could flare up again. Steele and Hamonic continue to talk with each other. In overtime here at the Canadian Tire Center. Last year, these two teams met 3 times, and the Ottawa Senators were 2-0-1 against the Islanders.
Now for the Islanders, they're happy to get a point. They'd love to get 2, and of course we'll see how that works out tomorrow. All right, after the game, the Islanders travel. They go to Boston. Back-to-back games. Well, there's a lot of that this year with, I think, New Jersey having the most back-to-back games in the season with 22 back-to-back games. Of course, the Olympic season is causing a little bit of the tightness in the schedule.
Back home tomorrow, the Islanders are, as Danny mentioned, against the Bruins in Ottawa. It's home Sunday. As Hamonic, then comes Conacher, the crease after the whistle.
Now Nabokov, who's, in my view, has allowed 4 questionable goals, comes up with a real big save right here as Colin Greening seems to get the puck in the wheelhouse, and then the puck comes down a couple of 100 feet. Peter Regan did not get all of that. I think it is shot and bobbled on him a little bit, but that sometimes makes it a harder save. Robin Leonard puts a stoppage to the play.
Minute 45 to go in overtime.